Hello Chocks and Chockets, and in between, Roberto here for another video review. It's a special one. It's Mr Kipling's Winter Berry and Custard Crumble Tarts. Yeah, part of their signature range, I think it's called. Signature collection. Yeah, so that's it. So, I think this is what this is actually. There you go. Signature collection, there you are. So they're posh branded stuff, basically. Now I just reviewed the sort of sister product, these ones, the apple pear and custard crumble tarts. Long story short is, weren't too bad, but wasn't enough filling. It didn't look anything like that at all. Sort of seemed to collapse down the middle. There was an air pocket under here. There was actually a lot less filling than there was by the looks of it on the front. So I'm expecting the exact same with this, basically. But you never know, might be surprised. Okay, let's have a look at the blurb on the back. What does it say? 6 winter berry and custard crumble tarts. Yes, so there you go. Some blurb about the signature collection. So introducing Mr Kipling's signature collection. A combination of mouth-watering flavours in Mr Kipling's most renowned recipes to create a range of deliciously indulgent cakes. I seem to read very well that, but yeah. Okay. Mouth-watering flavours in Mr Kipling's most renowned recipes. Alright, anyway. Whether it's a treat to yourself or sharing with friends, oh, not much chance of that, the signature collection brings a special moment to every day. Discover the Mr Kipling Signature Collection Winter Berry and Custard Crumble Tarts. Crumbly Mr Kipling pastry with a dollop of spiced winter berry filling covered with a layer of creamy custard and finished with a crunchy butter crumble. Okay, yeah, so basically the top of it, at least when the other one anyway, was like a sort of separate sphere-y sort of pastry crumbly sort of stuff on the top of it, so it was interesting. There we go, there's the non-beautified description. Chocolo pastry cases with winter berry filling 24%, covered with a custard filling 22%, and finished with a butter crumble topping 17%. What does that add up to then? 46, and add 20 minus 3. Yeah, so it's 63 is that. So 63. So again, like the other ones, there's a 37% unaccounted for. It was the same proportions with this one as well. 24, 22, 17. 24, 22, 17. 24, 22, 17. Yeah, so I guess it's just the filling, isn't it? The winter berry filling. So what is winter berry? Does it actually say? I assume so. It's got palm oil in it, by the way. Palm oil. Diced Bramley apple. Salted butter. Bramley apple puree. Let's put something else to in there. Oh yeah, blackberry puree. There we go. Sweetened diced cranberries. So cranberries, blackberry, and apple. Some cinnamon there. Ground mixed spice, cinnamon, coriander, dill, ginger, nutmeg and cloves. Okay, so it's going to taste very Christmassy, very wintry. What's the calories like? 100 grams, 388 calories, 14.5 grams of fat, 5 of which are saturates, and per 53 gram tart, 209 calories, 7.8 grams of fat, 2.7 of which are saturates. It's not too bad. I mean, usually most chocolate bar type products are 500 to 550 per 100 grams, calorie wise. Saturated fat is about a third of the overall fat, which is, I think, a bit better again than most chocolatey bar type products, I think, off the top of my head anyway. Obviously still probably unhealthy. It says lovingly baked in Britain, then it says carefully baked in the UK. So which one is it? I said that last time. I mean, UK is basically Great Britain and Northern Ireland, whereas Britain is just Britain, don't include Northern Ireland. 100% natural flavours, no artificial colours, no hydrogenated fats, suited for vegetarians. Just check was it was the same on the other one as well. I don't think I read that out. There you go, yeah, and last one. Hopefully you'll have watched both my reviews, so that will help you out as well. Okay, and does have the what is known as the green dot. Obviously it's not green in this case, but it says the company Premier Foods supports recycling, but in this case you can't recycle everything. You can't recycle the film. Alright, well I think we should get into these, see what they're like, see if there is empty space in the tart itself. I imagine there will be, but fingers crossed, you never know, might be surprised. Let's give them an open, let's do it. Right, okay, I want to give these Mr Kipling Signature Collection Winter Berry and Custard Crumble Tarts an open. Yes, let's do it, let's get into them. Yeah. So time recording, I've done about 860 reviews, 870 almost, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. In the top right hand corner, I've got a link to a place of all my other reviews, as well as some Mr Kipling reviews, and some cake reviews, and probably some Christmassy winter reviews as well. So yeah, after you watch this one, plenty of other things for you to check out, and hopefully you enjoy those too. A bit damaged here, some of these. Wasn't noticeable on the other ones that I reviewed, but these ones definitely seem to have some gappages going on. The forest doesn't quite look as good as you'd expect, and so I didn't have that problem with the other ones. Here, in fact, this is the other ones. Seem pretty fine. But these ones look a bit damaged. And not what you'd want from a sort of high-end signature collection, is it really? For them to look a bit like this one and this one here. Maybe even that one. And possibly even this one. I mean, look there. Alright. Yeah, because of the Mr Kipling signature collection seal there, or signature there. Watermark. You see some, the same as the other one, there's like these dimples, you can see in the light there. I don't know what they're about. Okay, let's give them an open then. Let's pop her open. Okay. I'll just take one out from the I'll take a couple. I'll take a couple. I'm looking at these ones closely, you can see there's lots of custard seeping out there, so that's interesting. What's caused the... You can see also in this one, the cavity there, you can see how much empty space there is in there, and I think that's possibly why it has collapsed, because there is too much, there's air pockets basically, and that was the case in the other ones. Yeah, so, Alright, well, let's get into one. Let's have a see. Right, we'll have a measure. Okay. Sticky on my fingers now from touching it. Alright, let's measure the width at the top. Roughly about 6.3, 6.4 centimetres. Width at the bottom. Roughly again, about 4 centimetres, maybe 4.1. Height in between the crimps. 2.6, maybe 2.7 on another day, and then top of the crimp about 2.8, 2.9. Yeah, more of an accurate one than last time I measured on the last cake. It wasn't quite as, the difference wasn't quite as big as that, so something must have been slightly wrong there. Maybe I crushed it a bit, I'm not sure. Okay, let's give it a bit of a chop. Excited to see this. I think the colours will look very nice. Okay, but yeah, you can see here, you can see again where it's collapse. You can see the air pockets. I mean, they're so, look at it there, you can look, the air pockets there. Hopefully, if I can just lift this up a bit to hopefully sort the colours out. So you can see there's just, you can clearly see just how small that amount of sort of winter berry filling there is, you know. It's just really, there's just not much, is there, at all. And so you can see there's just air pockets there. And that's, you know, we'll try in this one as well, but I found it with the other ones, and you can see, we can see it anyway. I don't really need to really do it. We can see it with this one. You can just see that's why it's collapsed. Massive air pockets in there, you know. But we'll cut another one in half just in case. But it was the case in new ones as well, the apple and pear ones. Yeah, so very disappointing that. You know, disappointing. But we'll cut this one in half as well just to see. But I can tell you pretty much straight away there is air pockets in there. I mean, you can see it there anyway. We'll give it a chop. Yeah, I mean, look at that. You know, literally, it's not even collapsed there. You can see it. So it's pretty poor, that, I think. It's pretty poor. If we look at this compared to the front, I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, if you get a reasonable amount of custard, scrunch down a bit there. Look at this one. I mean, well, maybe you don't really, but I wouldn't have complained too much of that amount of custard. It's just the amount of winter berry that's not there. I mean, and it's the fact it's air pockets as well, so it's not even like you got loads of pastry. It's just, you know, there's literally empty space in there. It's really poor, that. Alright, well, let's give them a taste. You never know, might be enough for it to taste as good as if it had loads in there, but I doubt it, but we'll give it a go. Let's give it a taste. Okay, I want to give these Mr Kipling Winter Berry and Custard Crumble Tarts, part of the Signature Collection, a taste. But as we've seen, basically just loads of empty space and not much of the winter berry, basically. So, yeah, you know, I've tried to chop two in half, and even some of them, we can even see it. And the ones I haven't stuck as well, there's just air pockets, you know, where it's just collapsed. There's holes in it, you can see there. You know, it's just the filling, the topper isn't structurally sound. You know, any pressure on it will just collapse, and that was already like that when I got them. So anyway, you never know, it might taste as if there's loads of filling, but I really doubt it. It's really disappointing, even if that was the case, because there should be, you know, the same amount as there is on the front. You know, I'd expect it to look like that, not like that. But yeah. All right. Well, let's give it a taste. Let's find out if it's well, if it's, you know, at least taste the part. Let's give it a go. Not bad. You can taste a good sort of, you know, sort of wintry taste. Bit like it's a bit subdued though, I would say. It's not like, you know, when you have sort of Lebkuchen or spiced biscuit, chocolate or whatever. It tastes quite strongly of you know, that sort of wintry spice taste. It's definitely more subdued here. Now, it could well be because there's just not that much in it, you know. Can only assume it is, really, to be honest with you. Yeah. A bit disappointing, really. Also, it does fill up at the back a bit. There is more at the back than there is at the front. But it should be that sort of height all the way through. It shouldn't just be at the back that it's that height. Yeah, so just try individually. Custard's not too prominent in this one. You know, for whatever reason, if it's just overpowered a bit by the filling itself, it just neutralises a bit. But there's not much of either, so. It's okay. It's okay, basically. I can't really taste. You know, it's not that fruity, basically. I'd be expecting to taste oh, it's not that spicy either. I'd be expecting to taste more, just more of a fruit taste, more of a spicy taste. You know, more of like the cloves. It says it's got all sorts in here. I mean, what's it say? It says it's got ground cinnamon, coriander, dill, ginger, nutmeg, cloves. That's as well as the fruit, which is like sweetened diced cranberries, blackberry puree, Bramley apple. You know, it's got all this sort of stuff in it. Can't really taste much of that at all, really. And as I say, I can only assume it's just because there's not much in there. You know, so you get a lot of pastry, and obviously that sort of crunch at the top, that crumble topper, or the spherical ball type things you can see. If I can, just falling apart everywhere. It's quite crumbly, all this. You see that at the top. See it crumbly. It's just falling apart because it's just not stuck together. It's just so much empty space. It's just falling apart. Yeah, maybe it's just, you know, it's crumbly, I guess. So we can perhaps let it off. But yeah. It's mainly what you taste. It's got a good crunch to that, but as I say, it's just, you know, you need the more sort of the more fruity filling. You need more filling, more custard might be about right. I mean, there's a reasonable amount of custard. I don't think I'd necessarily be too worried about having more custard. I think it's just more of the filling, really. Focus it in a bit better. I think you can probably just about see. So there's quite a lot of custard there. It goes up quite. I think the custard I'm not too disappointed by. I mean, I still think there's not as much as there is on the front of that. But yeah, just needs to be more fruit and less air, you know. So still not too bad though. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, they definitely can't be really above average. I mean, they taste quite nice. Just needs to be more filling. I don't know. I think it's more apparent in this one than it was in the other one. I don't know why. I just feel like it is really. But I think that's more of a trick because of the colour. Because I think it is about the same amount. Yeah, so I think it's a 3 out of 5 really, but you know, I don't know, I feel more tempted this time to lower it to 2.5, just because there's such an obvious amount of empty space, but I think it was the same with the other one. They do taste quite nice, they're quite an average taste, you know, I don't know, yeah. You know what, I might dock the other one half a mark as well in retrospect, and I think I'm going to dock this one as well to 2.5 out of 5 rather than 3. I just feel like there's just too much empty space, and it's not acceptable, you know, and it's meant to be the signature collection as well. You know, it's meant to look all posh and fancy and be, you know, and if you just get loads of empty space, it's a con really. It's a con. More style over substance. So yeah, so 2.5 out of 5. It's just not right at all. Really isn't right. Yeah, could even be lower really, but you know, they're not. They do taste reasonably nice, but that empty space and lack of filling, especially when, you know, you clearly intended to have more filling. As I say, look, you know, I mean, look, yeah, it's just not on that, is it? 2.5 out of 5. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out YouTube member program. Great way to support the channel. Really is. Link for that's in the description. As is the link for the Discord server, which is great to keep in touch with myself and the community. As I say, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Like my videos if you haven't already. Subscribe also if you haven't already. Leave comments are free. Always great to hear from you. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.